a Pathashala with a difference which travels beyond an ordinary Pathashala. Be it Nama Sankirtanam, it will have CBSE. Be it Vedic education, it will have CBSE. The process of reviving the ancient culture of this land, unfortunately, my dear friends, does not come very cheap. But for the generosity of the sages of Kanchi of handing over this plot of land, it's prime developed land in this part of Chennai, which is very valuable, it would have been impossible to conceive of a project like this. So the beginning for this came from the sages themselves, when they handed over this land gratis and said, start a project which the senior sage would have most liked it to be. And I said, this is what you will like in the contemporary needs of today. It had costed us 25 crores of rupees in first phase, when we completed in another 2 months' time, to put all the infrastructure in place commensurate with the needs of the students who would come into the portals of this institution. It has also been reasonably estimated that one child will cost us, at the lowest conservative, 50,000 rupees for his boarding, lodging, for his medical needs, for his education, for his dress, and all that goes with the normal process of growth of a child. While the CBSE education will be based on what is fixed in the neighborhood as fees, this is under the Right to Education Act, it is compulsory that within a 5-kilometer radius, people should be provided an opportunity to read at a place very close to where they live. And therefore, these 400 children, regardless of caste, creed and community, will come into the CBSE school because of proximity to this Vidya Mandir. Of the balance 600, we have no system of fees. We have a system called as appraisal, based on what anybody can afford, that much alone we will take. If they cannot afford anything, we take nothing. And it is our own desire that at least 300 to 400 students out of the total 600 should belong to a category which cannot afford, who otherwise would not have got the benefit of modern education and Vedic education. So this school ultimately will have a minimum of 300 to 400 students who would not contribute in terms of resources, but I am sure as they grow along with this education, will contribute significantly to the cause of this nation. I would appeal to you in the name of the sage of Kanchi to support this endeavor. It is one thing to create an infrastructure, second thing is to sustain the utilization of the infrastructure and the activity in the infrastructure. Money is not the only thing, a denominator that is going to support an institution in its success story. There are several elements which are there. Therefore, we have brought in a concept called as volunteerism. Anyone who is willing to voluntarily offer his services to this institution will be too glad to take the services, if that would help us to move forward in the cause that we have chosen for today. On the 10th of March 1966, the sage of Kanchi was then camping at Chennai. In the Shiva Vishnu Mandir, that evening, in his daily address, he propounded for the first time a very simple scheme for mass participation in human welfare. He called it as Pidi Arishi Thittam and used his fist to tell people, or mutti, or pidi kudungorna. And then he explained the scheme to say that each one, the housewife, the Grahalakshmi, before she starts cooking for the house, if she can keep aside one fistful for somebody other than herself, her family, and that is accumulated and transferred to a temple along with 1 anna, he said. In 1960s, he said 1 anna, so that it can be converted into tamarind rice, into lemon rice, or into curd rice, and distributed to the poor, needy, the vulnerable section of society, and to the Vidyarthis who are part of the Pathashalas which are attached to the same temple. The scheme that the sage said is universal, it is Shashvatam, because it defies time. But the needs of today requires us to make it contemporary, to make it convenient for people to follow all that is said during his living times. The Prashchitta karma that he spoke about, are people who have not studied Vedas, but who can atone for the sin of not studying Vedas by contributing to the cause of Vedic education or to the Vedic Pandits. An answer was given through the Pidi Arishi Thittam. This system that he propounded, today we are giving it a modern version of it called the Shankara card. During the course of this program, we will unfold before you the details of the Shankara card. This is yet another version, today's version of Pidi Arshitittam. This is one of the easiest ways that the sage of Kanchi propounded to support the cause of Vedic education. I again beckon all of you in the name of the sage and of the sages to contribute to this scheme, become members of the Shankara card, and ensure that the Bhojanashala not only over here, Bhojanashalas in all the Veda Pathshalas, wherever they exist, at least in this part of the country, will not allow children to go hungry even for one session. And this scheme will not cost you anything. Whatever you are doing today, you are going to do, but incidentally we shall grab the benefits of volume through the scheme that we are promoting. The details will be given to you in a short time. The journey of 1,000 miles, my dear friends, starts with the first step. That first step we have already taken. This institution will have a unique identity, an identity that combines modernity with tradition. But that's not all that we want to give to our children. We want our children to be quite different. But it is not that they will be out of the world. As Rudyard Kipling said, far from the madding crowd, and yet be within it. We are still going to be within the normal confluence of human life, but yet make a difference within that crowd. And therefore it was thought that not only will we ensure that our students come out well in this combination education, they shall espouse the cause of others. They shall believe that one should live just not for himself, but for others as well. Yasmin jivati jivanti dina mitra bandavaha parasparam jivitam tasmai atmartho kona jivati. Who does not live for himself? I live for myself, you live for yourself. Everyone first live for themselves, but he alone lives who lives for others. So it is espousing the social causes of this nation. That personality should come to our children. Our children should be able to believe that there is something beyond their own living. And there is no better way to do it than to start a function like this by honoring all those people who have stamped infinity on the thought and process of this nation and added to the reservoir of goodness of this blessed land of ours. Men and women of conviction and character who have travelled beyond the call of duty, who have not only addressed the needs of people around, but even people far, far away from the radar of visibility of all of them. When we honor them, we not only honor ourselves. It's my belief that countless number of children who will pass out of the portals of this institution shall draw that inspiration from all these blessed souls, visible, invisible as they are, most of them, and then make their own life sublime and contribute to the larger cause of this nation through its societal good. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, I have but one life. He regretted that I have but one life to live for others. We have, thanks to modern medicine, a longer span of life. Therefore, there is a longer possibility that we can work for the goodness of others. And that identity we wanted to give to the institution, where even the first student has not come into the institution, and therefore we thought of honoring these people and draw inspiration from them. May the Jagannatha, Kamakoti Kamakshi, shed her grace on all of them. May she enable them to continue their life journey with greater vigor and determination. May their influence spread far and wide. May their umbrella cover many more vulnerable sections of the society. May the children who come into this institution pass out be blessed by all of them. On the 4th of June 2010, when we inaugurated some of the facilities in this complex, including the consecration of the temple over here, I had said that day is a Kanakabhishekam to the sage of Kanchi. We have travelled to quite a distance today from that day, and I believe this is Purnabhishekam to the sage of Kanchi. Wherever he is ensconced, I am sure he will shed his grace on all of us. The sage who is present over here and the junior Acharya who is on his way here, I am sure their grace will also fall on us, so that we will draw from the lives and nobility of people and make our own life sublime. Thank you and God bless you all.